Hey everyone, it's a privilege to be joined here today by Celine Bruin, who is part of our RC family here at Restoration Church. So thank you so much for coming in, Celine.
Thank you, Aaron, for having me.
Celine is going to tell a little bit about her story and the difference that Jesus has made in her life. And so Celine, I just want to ask you, so what were kind of the circumstances? First of all, who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. And then what are the circumstances that led to you being a follower of Jesus?
Okay, so I'm a single mom. I have 4 kids. Eldest one is 35, youngest one is 21.
Okay.
And I have 5 grandkids. And I was raised Catholic when I was a young girl. But later on, in my early 20s, I really, after having lived through a number of different experiences and making some mistakes in life, I really was looking for that personal relationship with Jesus, which I really never had.
Yeah, yeah.
I was introduced to Christianity, but I didn't have that personal relationship. Yeah.
Now, what were kind of the, when you say you were introduced to Christianity, obviously you had a Catholic background.
Yes.
So obviously there's some knowledge about who Jesus is
Yes,
and what
yes.
he's done for us.
Yeah.
What were kind of the circumstances, though, that led to you being like, I want to be now a follower of Jesus. I'm going to give my life to him.
Okay. When I was a young girl, I lost my dad at 11 years of age. And then we moved to Canada, and there was a huge culture change.
You say you moved to Canada. So
Yeah, from India.
From India.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And there was a culture change. I was pretty close to my mom, but she went back to settle my dad's estate because he died in an accident. And so I had sisters who were here in Canada already, but because they had lived away from home, going to college in India, I didn't really have a very close relationship with them. Okay. So there was a lot of adaptation on my part. I was very insecure.
Yeah.
And I kept looking for other people. I got into some relationships with guys that weren't healthy, just looking for that security that really only Jesus gives.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So what would you, and obviously I've known you for a little bit now.
Yes, yes.
And through your son, Peter,
yes.
coming to the church, and then eventually you coming with Peter, which has been awesome to have you come every Sunday and be a part of Restoration Church. And also, you being in Bible studies and things like that. So what would you say what's the biggest difference from life before knowing Jesus to life now knowing Jesus? What's been some of the biggest differences that you've in your life that Jesus has made even still today?
The biggest thing I think is I don't feel alone.
Yeah.
I would attribute that to feeling the presence of the Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
although I've never actually put that into words before. I literally, when I had, made mistakes in my life and was trying to search for something more, I wanted to find this Jesus.
Yeah.
And I went to a church, not because I thought I could physically meet him there, but just because I wanted that relationship. I wanted to be able to know this Jesus. And Jesus has been faithful in revealing himself over a period of time. I don't know if I answered what you asked me.
I think that's amazing.
But yeah, he's been there with me through it all, and he's given me some visions in life, not that many,
Yeah.
but they really spoke to me. He's sort of prepared me for big changes in my life.
Yeah.
And when I've been really desperate, he's been there. Yeah.
I think that's really encouraging to hear from you, because obviously, we come from different backgrounds, different stories, but it's the same thing.
Yes.
Like when we are in, Jesus is there. That's
Yes.
one of the main promises that
Yes.
he gives, that I'm with you always to the very end of the age, no matter where you go, if you're a follower of him. And I think no matter, even though our stories might be different,
Yes.
and the circumstances that led to us following Jesus are different,
Yeah.
the changes are the same, right? We the differences before Jesus and after Jesus really are the same.
Yes.
And even like I say, we're very different people.
Yes.
I could say very similar things of what Jesus means to me even still today in desperate moments. In fact, one of our values at Restoration Church, our first value is dependence, right? And that's really what we are completely dependent upon God. And I think that's really encouraging to hear from you. Now, I want to ask this. You've been coming to Restoration Church for, I don't know how long.
Just a few months, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what difference does it make to be a part of a Christian community like Restoration Church?
Well, specifically Restoration Church, because I like the fact, first of all, I wanted to come out with my son,
Yeah.
because he's been part of the worship, but I also liked the idea of belonging to a smaller group.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency, that's just my nature, even in social settings, I prefer smaller groups.
Yeah.
I like to feel connected with the people, and I like the transparency that it's a little harder to have with a larger congregation for me.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that issue.
Sure.
So, and I found that here, even with the Bible studies, I found people are very real. They're very open to being open to telling you their story or sharing with you, so you feel the same, that you can share your life story or whatever you're going through.
Well, thank you so much, Celine, and thank you first of all for being a part of our Christian family here at our church. And like I say, even though you've only been coming for a little bit, you've already jumped into online Bible studies and attending faithfully, and so that's been encouragement to me as well. And hopefully hearing Celine's testimony has been encouraging to you. If you're someone who maybe you don't know Jesus or you have a lot of questions, I would encourage you to send us a message so that we can talk about some of the questions that you may have about Jesus in your own life. We would love to do that. So thank you so much again, Celine, for joining us here today and sharing your story.
Thank you, Aaron.
And thanks, guys, for tuning in. Hopefully it's been encouragement to you.